Hopping on here a few minutes early. Hopefully everybody will be able to hear me. Let's see, it looks like we're on YouTube. That's good. And let's see how we're doing on Facebook. I think we're doing okay. I see Ava just shared this. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, I'll go in here and get set up to share it on these other channels. Raymond says something. Isn't that something? Facebook A-OK, Tom says. Thank you, Tom. Edit post, settings. This is kind of neat. If you can see what I'm seeing, there's a way to connect this with other Facebook pages that I have to be an admin of. Otherwise, you can share it like Ava shares it onto my page, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. We've got about 2 minutes. Not even that. About 1 minute and 10 seconds. I think I'm set up here pretty good. Ah, chat. I got to turn my chat on. Okay. Good evening. There. David says, good evening. Champagne chillin'. All right. Ava says, hi, Cassandra. It's kind of neat. You got your own little Saturday night ritual. I like it. I like it. Ah, 7:59. All right, in about 20 seconds, we'll start. We'll get this shindig started. Okay, like that. All right, folks. It is, oh, it's 7:59. I got another minute left. I got all kinds of time. Holy cow. I can take a nap. Angry, Pennsylvania. Sorry I missed the show last week. Hey, I'm just glad you're here this week. Glad to have you back. Tom says, children of the night. Even wrote it that way. So Ava says, hopefully my phone works better tonight. I hope it does. I hope it does. Hopefully this stuff works. So I can see everybody's comments at all times. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Thank you for joining me for another week of Chiller Night Live pre-show. Tonight, I got a lot of neat things to talk about. If you're new to this, if you've never seen this before, you're wondering, what in the world is this guy doing? From 8 p.m. Eastern Time until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m., what I do, I sit here, I interact with you, the viewers. We do go over, I like to let you know about the schedule that's coming on here at 9 o'clock on Stream TV. That's Stream TV, and I'll tell you how you can look all that up here within the confines of the show. So, but for now, we will talk about all things chiller, horror, science fiction, paranormal, and anything else we can shake that chiller stick at. All right, what am I missing here? Glamfang says, hi all. Hey Glam, thanks for joining us. All right, everyone's exchanging their salutations. David says, pop the champagne, cheers. Well, cheers. All right. Well, Thursday's movie for the watch party. Oh, I better not get ahead of myself here. Is Corpus on here? Has she joined us? If not, I will hold off. I will hold off. Corpus, if you're out there, make your presence known. All right. Otherwise, I will. Recognize our affiliates here. Not Boba Fett, but Chop Block TV. That's CBTV Horror Network, and you can find them at butchermedia.com. So give them a look-see. And of course, they have their own. They just opened up the Chop Block TV Roku channel this week on Roku. So, and then below that is Paranormal Warehouse, and you can find them, of course, at paranormalwarehouse.com. So these channels, these sites, they support Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat, and you know, they're supporting me. I encourage you to support them as well if you get a chance. That's very, very helpful. And of course, Stream TV every week, every Saturday night. They give me a platform on which to show my programming, my Chiller Night programming, every Saturday night from 9 p.m. beginning at 9 p.m. and ends more or less around 3:30 a.m. So that's how you can find them, streammedia.tv. All right, we will get back to that and mention that stuff again and again. All right, where are we? Brad Beckwith. All right, it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. And now here's Bryan. What's on tonight, Bryan? All right, well, let's go. Let's go right to that schedule. At 9 p.m., Chiller Night Theater, the movie is The Wasp Woman. 11 p.m., Chiller Chat with Bryan Hogue. That's the one that we just filmed, just taped on the 21st, just last Tuesday. And then at 11:30, Chiller Night Theater, the movie is The Crawling Eye, last week's feature movie. And 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat, my guest is Michael Smith, and that's from 2 weeks ago. So it's pretty recent. And then 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater, the movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. So there you go. There you go. Glam Fang says, I finally made the Thursday night watch party, and what a great movie. Corpus rocks. Yeah, it was a good movie. Is anybody that we watched Ginger Snaps? So, Corpus, maybe Corpus isn't here. I kind of feel bad about but I'll put up the movie here. All right, we'll put up the poster. Okay, this coming Thursday, Corpus chose Night of the Creeps. So that'll be the Thursday night movie on the Chiller Night Facebook group page. Okay, if you don't know what that is, if you're new and you haven't seen that before, or whatnot, then just jump on there Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and check out the watch party. That's the movie's picked by Corpus Christine. She picks it out, and she hosts the movie every Thursday night. So we absolutely appreciate her doing that. But this coming Thursday, Night of the Creeps. All right, I don't see her on here yet, but if she does, we'll mention it again. Okay, now that was Thursday's movie, Night of the Creeps. Chiller Chat from, okay, I mentioned on the Chiller Chat tonight was the one that we just did Tuesday night, where it was just me. I didn't have a guest, but I'm interacting with all of you, and that's the one that we'll be playing tonight at 11. And I predict more and more of those type in between guests, because I want to keep fresh and new Chiller Chat programming, as well as Chiller Night Theater. And speaking of that, the next Chiller Night Theater episode that we will be doing will be on February 7th, and it will be a live Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights. All right, so if you're watching, and that'll be online, it'll be on YouTube and Facebook, just like you're watching right now. So on these same channels, on the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page and the Chiller Night Theater YouTube channel. Now, the neat thing about this is, let me show the poster here. David Long, he threw together a promo picture. Pretty neat. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I hear an echo because I hear that I hear Ava watching this in the next room, and there's a bit of an echo. Now, if you guys can hear it, I'll ask her to turn it down, but if you can't, then it's not loud enough to bother me. But this microphone, I'm telling you, will pick up anything in this house. So, does anybody hear that? If not, then just let it be. Raymond says, sounds good. Hi, Al. Hi, Diane. Al says, love Night of the Creeps, The Angry Pennsylvanian. Speaking of Catherine Isabel, Ginger Snaps, I highly recommend American Mary, which she also starred in. Okay, I've never heard of that. Ava says, sorry. Oh, no, I don't mind. It's not loud enough to bother me, but I've noticed sometimes that this mic will pick up anything in the house. So, you know, if it's not bothering you guys, then it's not bothering me, but no echo on my end. Okay, cool. You're all clear, Ava. Ava says Corpus. Is Corpus on here? Corpus! She said hi. Okay, she is on here. Raymond says, let it be. All right, let it be. Corpus, I put on the, we announced the movie for Thursday night, Night of the Creeps. So, I wasn't sure if you were going to be joining us, but I wanted to let everybody know about it. So, Night of the Creeps it is. Ava says, I turned it down. Corpus says, American Mary is awesome. All right, cool. I've never seen it. But the next Chiller Night Live, like I said, there's the promo poster. It will be Silent Night, Bloody Night from 1972, and that will be live. Jack Shadow will be hosting that live, which means it's just like this show right here. You can interact. You can interact with Jack Shadow. You can interact with each other. In fact, during the movie segments, you'll be interacting with each other because Jack don't get on there and chat because Jack's afraid he'll hit the wrong button. And well, you've seen what happens when that occurs. It's not fun. And then Glamfang says no echo. Okay, cool. Nice. All right. So, anyways, but that will be what's going on there. Now, for that, oh, I didn't want to do that. No, this is what I wanted to hit. Okay. On that night, February 7th, and that's on a Friday night, of course, Chiller Night Theater. I'd like to have a giveaway prize be given away by Jack Shadow on February 7th during the show. Now, if we can come up with an idea, I'm going to ask you guys if you have any ideas, share them with me as to, what would be a neat prize. It might just, not just, but it might be an autograph picture or several autograph pictures. It might be something else. If you have an idea, let me know. I'll be glad to roll those ideas around. But I would like to have one. We were doing them last year with the share contest. The only thing with that is what I didn't realize was I couldn't get the names while we had this on live. I couldn't get the names of the people who were sharing it. It would have to be somebody else on another computer or other device tallying up that information and getting that to me before the end of the show. And that's a little hard to arrange. If there's a way we could do that, I'm all for it, but if not, then we'll just think of something else. Does anybody have any ideas? If so, just throw them my way. And let's see. Corpus says, Night of the Creeps, come be creepy with us. Raymond says, I'll be there. The Angry Pennsylvanian. Just a warning, though, American Mary is definitely not safe for kids. Okay. And then David says, that would be very cool. And then the Angry Pennsylvanian. My grammar is horrific tonight. Oh. That's all right. Spelling doesn't count. We don't care. All right. Now, we were just talking about, okay, getting back to Chiller Chat. You've seen for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing these live on Tuesday nights, and it's been a lot of fun. What I have coming up on the 28th, this coming Tuesday, is a really, really neat guest I've been wanting to have on the show. I did get him, so his name is Donald F. Glute, and he is just a long-time horror fan, and he is a writer. He's written at least 80 books or so. I'll read some of the TV scripts, Marvel. He's wrote for Marvel and DC Comics, as well as many other comic book companies. He wrote the novelization for The Empire Strikes Back, which I do own. I loved that book when I was a kid. He's wrote for creepy and eerie magazines. He had done screenwriting for the series Shazam. Remember that? If you're old enough like myself to remember that series Shazam on TV. Remember the Shazam, Ice's Hour, and all that? But Land of the Lost, he wrote for the TV series Land of the Lost. Transformers, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, G.I. Joe, X-Men, Masters of the Universe, Johnny Quest, and the Flintstones, just to name a few. I just wanted to find out some of the more recognizable titles that you might be familiar with. And so he's going to be on the show. Like I said, he's a big, huge horror movie fan. And also, he just made his own independent film, Tales of Frankenstein. So we'll be talking to him about that. So that should be a lot of fun. Tales of Frankenstein. Very old school. All right. And then Leroy's on here. Hey, 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 Horror Fam Jam. Hey, Leroy, thanks for joining us. Tom says, my grammar is fine. Me, Grandpa is atrocious, though. What? Oh, my grammar is fine, but Grandpa is atrocious. Okay. Corpus says awful. You beat me to it. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Okay, I just talked about Donald. But, also, some of the upcoming guests on Chiller Chat will be some of you guys. We're going to be having Doc Dredd on one of the episodes coming up. And Corpus Christine, she's going to be on one of the episodes. We'll be talking about the Thursday night watch parties on the Chiller Night Facebook group page, among other things. So that'll be pretty fun. Dale says, love Masters of the Universe. Raymond says, give him a yabba dabba doo. Hey, speaking of Masters of the Universe, there are sometimes when I talk to guests, there are certain things that they ask not to talk about, and it could be either a professional or a personal request. I don't ask which. I remember when the Masked Superstar was on, there was something about, there was there was something he asked me not to talk about when it comes to, as far as discussion-wise, I can mention it as far as like there was a lawsuit between he and Vince McMahon. It was understandable that, probably had some kind of, something on there to where he couldn't talk about that. And in this case, if you are asking any questions, if you're on here Tuesday and you're asking any questions about Star Wars or Masters of the Universe, for whatever reason, again, I didn't ask, but whether that be a professional or a personal request, he's asked, not to discuss those two topics. So if you happen to write a question down here, and if I'm not reading it out loud, that's the reason why. So other than that, anything else is on the table. So David says, definitely have to check out that Love Frankenstein stuff. Yeah. Cassandra writes Shazam and then puts a YouTube link there. Leroy says, almost to head out. That's so cool. Brad says, this guy you're talking about did a lot. Yes, he did. Tom says, just watch yourself if you're interviewing Mike Pompeo. Right? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Corpus says, ask me anything, LOL. All right, sounds good. But I thought that was pretty fun to think about some of our own going to be guests on Chiller Chat. I think that'll be some fun episodes. All right, as you know, this week, a couple things there I'll skip for now. I think this is pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think, but the United States Space Force logo that is been revealed this week. Obviously, it looks an awful lot like Star Trek Starfleet Command, so I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty fitting too, you know. That's my opinion. I think it's pretty neat, but I thought that was really cool. I mean, it actually looks like very similar, of course, to the Star Trek's Starfleet Command. So I don't know if anyone else thinks that's neat. I certainly do. But let's see. Tom says, I want to interview Corpus. So do I. Let's see. Oh, Corpus says, but only if you want an honest answer as far as asking or anything. Okay. Tom says, I hear the Space Force theme song is the same theme song from Battlestar Galactica. Hey! All right, well, I guess that'll be next to be disclosed, what the theme music is. Maybe they could get John Williams or Jerry Goldsmith to come up with something. Cassandra says, awesome logo. Brad says, Space Force, is this a joke? LOL. Is this a joke? No, there is such a thing called space, and there is such a thing called Space Force now. So I think it was just inevitable that that the United States Air Force would branch off and cover space as well. And I see this as a good thing. But, all right, David says, uncanny similarities, definitely appropriate. I think so. I think that's neat. I think Gene Roddenberry would be very happy if he saw that. So, all right. Tom says, yeah, they wear camo too, just like the Navy guys do. And Glam says, chatting with folks from here will be super interesting. From just their comments online, can tell they know a lot and are quite likable. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We had Corpus on one of the episodes where we were talking to her about when we were starting the group page up for the first time. So we've had her on here before. Doc will be on here. He'll talk about his movie reviews. So all this stuff ties into. Well, the Corpus is, of course, ties in because she does the Facebook, and Doc's just Doc is one of our regulars, so I figured, hey, he's doing something on the side that relates to horror, so let's have him on as well. Okay. Now, Corpus says Navy guys do not wear camo. Well, I know the Air Force. I know Air Force did. Not when I first went in. When I first went in, well, as far as them issuing this stuff like in basic training, because when I went in, I wonder if I have a picture here. Yes, I do. When I first went in, I don't know if you can see that, but that's me in the olive drab. This is what you wore. This is what you were issued, and then very soon after that, now that was back in '87, and then soon after that, they started giving everybody the BDUs, battle dress uniforms, and basic. But I didn't have that. I went a little bit before that all started. Al says, love Doc's reviews. Yeah, he does a good job. And then Tom says, they sure do. The Angry Pennsylvanian, Where were you stationed, Brian? Well, I was at various locations. I was at Keesler Air Force Base. I was at Maxwell Air Force Base. That's where I was stationed at first, and then I was stationed at RAF Mildenhall in England for the last 2 years. And then David says, thinking they wear blue camo. What, the Navy? I don't know what they're wearing now. Somebody asked me something recently, and I think it was about what type of guns that the security police were carrying back when I was in, and I can only I believe if I'm remembering this right, 9mm Berettas. Like, not everybody everywhere. I don't know, but I know at the base I was stationed. It seems to me, though, I'm remembering 9mm Berettas. This has nothing to do with Chiller. I'm only saying this because it's a topic that happened to be coming up here with the military, I guess. But the thing is, like, I've been so out of that loop for 30 plus years, I don't even know. I have no idea. So whether Navy's wearing camo, I've been out of the military for a long time. I certainly wouldn't be able to tell you. Tom says, "Oh, Mildenhall, knew it was one of those." Yeah, Mildenhall, that was it. Corpus says, as a regulation uniform, Navy doesn't wear camo. Fight me, Tom. Okay. All right. Brad says, I know. Space Force has been established when they put their funding for new military branch into the 2019-20 U.S. federal budget. LOL. Well, it's a happening. Corpus says, wait, what's the definition of camo here? And then Leroy says, okay, guys, loves you all. Wish me luck on stage tonight. I'm going to play some metal now. All right, good luck. Good luck. Play away. All right. And then Neva says, good luck, Leroy. Rock the house. Yes, yes. Tom says, I went to high school at High Wycombe. David says, good luck, Leroy. Dale says, thank you for your service, Brian. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Now, Tom says, no problem, Corpus. A dad and two brothers in the Navy and 3 years in the Pentagon. They wear camo. Oh! Corpus, where's my box of popcorn? Where's my container of popcorn here? All right, well, while we have that going on, that sideline feud, I don't know if you guys know this, but Leroy says, thank you, we will. Since The Mandalorian came out, science fiction, well, technically space opera, but it's still, I have no reservations about including that with the chiller topics because of, famous monsters of filmland and stuff like that. It was always, they had no problem throwing Star Wars or Star Trek in there. I will just briefly, very briefly, and I'm going to tell you why. Because The Mandalorian, I've mentioned this before, very good show. I highly encourage you to watch it if you've not seen it yet. It's very worth checking out. But that got me in this mood lately to where Ava's been tolerating me watching the Clone Wars. I went back and I'm watching the Clone Wars. I've never had any interest at all in watching the Clone Wars. But since some of the stuff that they're having on The Mandalorian touches on some of the things in the Clone War storyline, because it's all canon, it's all the official Star Wars storyline, I thought I'd go back and check it out. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. There are a few episodes that are a bit more, geared toward a child audience. I'm, but I gotta, it's kind of like Star Trek stories. There's some of the writing that is I'm very much enjoying. I'm sure it's for young viewers. I'm sure the whole Star Wars thing is, even though they talk about the space politics and the Senate and all these other the trade federations and stuff that no child would be interested in. But I gotta say, it's a good show. I'm enjoying that. So let's see where we're at. Corpus says, oh, I give for now. All right, she says she gives. And then Tom says, "I'll always love you, Corpus." Looks like, all right, looks like things worked out there. All right, all right. So Raymond says, "That sounds like our Corpus." Then Corpus says, "No, I know it's camouflage, so Navy wears blue multicolor uniforms." Yeah, someone else is going to have to answer that one. That one has just been too long, and I've not, I don't know. I've been out for 31 years, something like that. It's been a little while. But one of the things I was thinking, I actually posted this. Does anybody know any of these characters before I touch on this? If not, I'll just skip this part. I thought it was kind of cool though, but it's kind of got me interested because there's a character named Cad Bane, is this bounty hunter, and it's really, this character's pretty cool. He's what they should have made Boba Fett like, and I have a feeling if they do bring him back, Boba Fett back into the storyline, into the present storyline with the Mandalorian, I have a feeling. I mean, they better take their time and write him and make him like this character here, because this is how rate this character here. This is how they should have made the Boba Fett character. There's still time, hopefully, to redeem this. Bring them back, make them cool. We'll see. They got some good people leading the charge on this stuff now, so I'm pretty happy and encouraged by that. And, Brad says, all week the impeachment trials on network television are so boring. yeah, they are. Yeah, it's hard to squeeze any excitement out of those. It's like watching paint dry. So if this were a political show, I probably had mentioned a little bit more about that, but I stay far away from that when it comes to the chiller the chiller stuff. I just thought that was pretty neat about the Space Force logo and how it looked like the Starfleet logo. I thought that was pretty cool. Just me. I thought that was neat. Like I said, I think, for if Gene Roddenberry had seen that, that's something that, of course, his show, his program, has influenced so many people, and it's already, deeply established into our culture and everything. But this kind of like really immortalizes it. It's actually right there as a logo for a United States military branch. So pretty cool. Your Corpus says, shh, no politics, Brad. And then Brad says, thank God for cable TV. Yes. All right. So, anyway, speaking of TV, I am thinking about, I posted this on my page too, Roku. I had somebody respond to me in a positive way that's kind of encouraging to me, but I was wondering, like, I have some ideas. I have some ideas about starting up a Chiller Night Roku channel. And there's specific things that I want on there, and I'm trying to find out. It's not just having a channel. There are some things that I want to do on there that I don't know that can be done. I do, like this, what I'm doing here right now with you guys on Facebook and YouTube. Can I do that on a Roku channel? I don't know. I tried to talk to Roku's customer service today. I was on hold, first of all, for 25 minutes. That was no problem. I was just having some coffee as the phone was sitting there, for quite a while. And then when the service rep got on there, I just, not to be rude or anything, but I couldn't understand him. I could not understand him. I asked my question numerous times. His accent was so heavy that I just couldn't understand him, and I just eventually, we got disconnected. So I kept asking the same question, like, okay, just to be clear, are you telling me? And that went on for a lot longer than it should have, and then we just got disconnected. So I posted on Facebook, hey, this is something I'm interested in doing. So we'll see if somebody has an answer for me. I'm looking to see if I can stream live on the Roku channel. Can I stream live like I'm doing right now with the chroma key and stuff like that? If so, that'd be great. because that's what I'm looking to do. That's what I'm looking to do. So we'll see. Um, Raymond says, did Roddenberry create the design? No, he didn't create the design, but it is. I mean, there are similarities, of course. They got the um, it kind of looks like a Starfleet symbol there with the little swirl of the orbit around it. I assume that's what that is, with the stars in the background. So similar. Tom says, "What's the T-shirt, Brian?" Ah, this is Kiss. This is from their farewell tour back in 2000. So it was a while ago. It was a while ago I went to this concert. So, and then Raymond says, "Did you dial the correct number?" I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. He said he was from Roku. That part I got. And everything else after that just kind of trailed off. And then Brad says, "Thank God for YouTube showing you to help set up a Roku channel." Well, there are tutorials. The only problem is, like I've tried, the ones that I've tried, there's always something missing. There's always a step missing between what I'm looking at and what they're showing me. And I'm not the guy to fill in those blanks. I'm not that guy. I can't figure that out. Something bad's going to happen to where, well, as far as it not completing what it's supposed to be doing. And I'm not that guy who can figure that out. I have no technical skills. I mean, enough to muddle my way through what you're seeing now. But that's why I jump on here every week a couple minutes early, because if there's something that could go wrong, you know, I'm probably that guy who's going to have that happen. So this is when I was at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, I remember one of our instructors, this is back in 93, between 93 to 95, I graduated in 95. When I was graduating, the year that I was graduating, I remember them telling us that Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, of course, that was kind of like the mecca for us at the industrial design students. We all wanted to work at ILM. We all wanted to work on the movies. And one of the guys I graduated with, he's worked on so many of those Star Wars and the Avengers and all this stuff. He's worked on so many movies over the last 20 years. And so Star Trek movies and stuff. But I remember them saying they get like 3,000 resumes a week. So the odds of them actually contacting you are very, very low. 3,000 resumes a week. So don't hold your breath getting a phone call back. Well, I got a phone call back, and they were interested. And that had me, I remember on the phone, some lady called me up from Industrial Light and Magic. And I was sitting there just shaking the whole time. I was like, I can't believe I'm talking to somebody from Industrial Light and Magic who, they sent them a sample sheet of what I could do. And, but the one thing, she said, do you have the computer experience? Because I sent them, such a basic little, it was like, I think it was like my name floating through space or something, It was just the simplest of the simple. And I said, no, that I really don't have a good grasp of that. My understanding on how to, make that happen is, next to nothing. But, of course, I laid it, I'm a quick learner and I'm eager to, well, I'm not when it comes to the computer stuff, but, and I never got a follow-up with that. I've called, and never went anywhere, but that's always been kind of my Achilles heel is the computer stuff. So, yeah, there are tutorials in getting that stuff done, but I just can't follow them. I can't follow them and make any progress. I've tried. Could I try again? I sure could, but wow, I'm just spending so much time trying to do this stuff that I'm not getting other stuff done. And so that's if I could just have somebody, kind of walk me through it, and I know that's in life that doesn't always happen, but I was hoping that somebody, who was versed pretty well in the computer stuff could help me out with that. But somebody did answer my comment slash question, and hopefully they get back to me now. We'll see. We'll see. David says, I know there's so David Long. I know there's so live stream stuff that you can do with a company called Ustream TV. I think they deal with monetary based subscriptions which don't have to be paid but cost money to use. Huh. Tom says, check your Facebook Messenger, Brian. Look at the other seal I sent you. All right. And then Ustream crosses over into Roku. Well, that sounds like that might be something worth looking into. Corpus says, okay, so Roku doesn't require a subscription. I don't know. I don't know. I think they do. I think like I would be just like this. What I do every week, I pay out of my pocket to put these shows on, and it's okay. I mean, I enjoy this type of thing, but I do look for when it comes to like the Friday Night Frights for sponsorship, just anything like that kind of helps, and of course David Long, Vicelli Pizza, they have answered that call. And they are here, they will be sponsoring that episode. And I tell you, that is immensely appreciated. Oh, Tom says, Roddenberry got the idea from somewhere. Check this out. Apollo NASA. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's cool. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think you can. That's what Tom sent me. That logo there. That Roddenberry, did he get that from that? Do you know? I don't know. That's kind of cool. Tom says, Roku does not require a subscription. The channels it serves often do, though. Kid Tara, I'm new to this channel. What can expect from this channel? Well, kid, what we do is every Saturday night, from 8 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a live show just like I'm doing right now. It's a Chiller Night Live pre-show. We talk about the, I mentioned the scheduling coming up, and I interact with the viewers, and we talk about anything, related to horror, science fiction, paranormal topics of that nature, maybe upcoming movies. We talk about the watch parties on Thursday night. I also talk about the Chiller Night programming coming up at between 9 p.m. and about 3:30 in the morning every Saturday night. The shows are on Chiller Night Theater. It's a hosted horror show hosted by Jack Shadow, also featuring Aura the Witch, Elva Nocta Vampire, and Chiller Chat. That's my talk show where I talk about all things Chiller. Occasionally I have guests on there. Mostly I have guests on the show, actually. Over the years I've had, Tom Savini, I've had Russ Streiner and John Russo, and it was kind of neat. Last week I kind of went over like a lot of the guests I've had on the shows over the years, and but it's a talk show and we talk about that, and I've had paranormal investigators on as well. Now this show right here, what you're watching right now, that is just kind of a place where everyone's kind of meeting before 9 o'clock, before the Chiller Night programming. So that's what's going on now. And every once in a while, occasionally, starting back up on the first Friday of the month, February 7th, we'll be having a live Chiller Night Theater. That's Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights, Chiller Night Theater, and that's Jack Shadow will be featuring Silent Night, Bloody Night. So that is quite a bit. And Cassandra says, I have seen that logo before. Brad says, don't you hate it when someone on the phone with an accent that you don't even understand? Well, I mean, I guess that part is frustrating if I'm trying to get specific information from them that I'm just not getting because of that. And uh, it's a little frustrating because I still left that conversation not knowing. I had not a clue. I had not a clue whether that was possible or not. So, um, Kid Tara says, "That's great. Looking forward to it." All right, thanks. Glad to have you. The Angry Pennsylvanian. Welcome, Tara. And if you're on Facebook and you're wondering where that comment came from, that's actually from our YouTube channel. Uh, Here's another thing. Kid Tara and and all you folks on YouTube, you cannot see the Facebook comments, and the Facebook cannot see the YouTube comment, and that's just how the multi-streaming service is set up, unfortunately. And there's nothing. I've talked to them, and fortunately the service rep I did get in touch with from Restream was very able to clearly tell me that. So that's just something that they don't provide, at least for now. I hope that changes because I would love for you guys to be able to see everything on one page like I see. So I can't say all confidently that I'm seeing 100% of all the comments. Sometimes I don't, but I think I'm seeing a good majority of them. But one time, I mean, Ava was sitting here with her phone and we were just chatting away, and she's seeing comments on her phone because she was only on Facebook that were not coming up on here. I don't know why. Uh, if it's fixable, I certainly don't know how. Raymond says the customer rep may not have been in the U.S. That's very possible. That's possible. Terry says, hello, everyone. I'm late. Hey, Terry, thanks for joining us. Brad says, at least if they speak English. Yeah, I just, unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't really get the information that I was trying to get. But somebody did answer my question slash comment from earlier today, my post on Facebook. So hopefully, maybe somebody who's much more knowledgeable about this stuff than myself can kind of walk me through this, at least with the information that, the steps on what, or if it's possible or not possible. That's really what I want to know. So we'll see. And if so, maybe that's my first step toward getting a Chiller Night Roku channel. I think that'd be cool. Somebody recommended Apple TV. Don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but Troma, Apple TV. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. The Amazon Fire Stick and stuff like that. I know Chop Block TV is on that stuff. I know my program is on that channel. But I gotta say, like, I still don't understand all of that. I just don't understand. I'm learning. I got a Roku TV, and that stuff I can figure out. But this other stuff, I don't have it. So I suppose that's probably what's limiting my understanding of some of that. So Brad says, I'm not saying it's their fault who's on the phone. Yeah, they're just doing their job. Glam says, Kid Tara, wait till you experience Jack Shadow. He's a great horror movie host in the same vein as Chilly Billy. If you are familiar with that Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania legend, Jack's a hoot. Ah, wow. Thank you, Glam Fangs. What a monumental compliment that is to me. Anytime I get any type of comparison to Chiller Theater, I really appreciate that, because even Bill Cardell, Chilly Billy, did tell me. He said, I remember him saying, thank you for keeping that chiller spirit alive, where you're at. And I think that's really, that was a big, compliment to hear that. And also somebody told me, I think it was James Howe, who was saying he's seen a lot of hosted horror shows that have attempted to do have that chiller theater atmosphere. He says, and I think that yours actually succeeds in making that happen. So again, that's such a compliment to me, and so I appreciate that. All right. Raymond says, as a contracting officer, I had to tell an officer during negotiations that his proposed person to answer phones was unintelligible and needed to be replaced. Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't know what good it does if you have somebody who is having a hard time um, understanding you. And that's in no way an insult to the person's intellect by any means. I only speak one language. You know, I could very roughly at one time in my life, I could very roughly navigate through a conversation in a different language in Portuguese, but that's been, a long time ago. I couldn't do it now. But that's like, I speak one language, that's it. So hey, if that guy can speak a couple, good on him, but didn't really make for a good customer service rep on the phone. you know. So, and then Brad says, I do know I love playing the latest video games, LOL. Corpus, what? What? On Roku? I don't know. Corpus says, hey Brian. Yes. Hey Corpus. All right. Do you love playing the video games, the latest video games? What, you mean like on PlayStation or Xbox or something? I don't know what I know the boys have that stuff. I'm not up on that at all. I'm an Atari 2600 kind of guy. The original. Um, that's yeah, I'm pretty limited on that too. Anything with electric or electronics, I'm just not that guy. I wish I were sometimes, but I'm more, I like building things or sculpting things. I like using my hands for that type of thing because I can see instantly what I'm doing. And if I'm making a mistake, I can instantly see how to correct it. I just, the other stuff bothers me. I don't have that mindset to where I'm not wired that way, to where I have the patience for it. I don't think my mind works that way. That's just me. I know how frustrating it is for me, and I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had more patience for it. Tom says it didn't go through Corpus. Fell between the cracks. Oh yeah, if you wrote something after that Corpus, I didn't get it. It did indeed. Fell between the cyber cracks. Brad says Resident Evil is awesome. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Switch. Yeah, those games I like the first I think two, but I don't know I don't know that much about them. But they were going to have a Resident Evil series on Netflix. So I don't know if anyone's heard anything recent about that. That would be kind of neat. I thought that the first movie was pretty cool. After that, kind of trailed off, got a little weird. But for me, but if you enjoyed them, that's cool. I thought it was a bit busy, a bit too much. There's just kind of like just Fast and Furious, Transformers with zombies or something. I don't know. To me, it. There's a point. Maybe it's just because I'm an older viewer, and I'm not conditioned for that type of thing. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I think younger viewers are more. They're able to catch all that stuff. They're playing the video games. They got 100 things going on that they're processing. Me, I'm pretty simple. I don't know that I like all that stuff going on around me. I can't process that stuff, or at least maybe there's part of me that doesn't want to. I'm sitting here to relax and watch this and enjoy it. I don't want to be that busy in between the ears. I want to just, I know that's just me. Who knows? I don't know if you guys are like that or not. Brad says they're addicting those video games. Cassandra says, hi, Elizabeth. Al says, I'm the same, Brian, bad with electronics. I hear you. The Angry Pennsylvanian, speaking of Netflix, I finished the Dracula series. I was pleasantly surprised at the outcome. Pleasantly surprised, yeah. Yeah, I thought that I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that, and I think that that's what you're referring to. And I showed the trailer, and certainly was an ambitious project. It looked really good visually. It was really well done. I think that the actor, there may be some disagreements among you about this. I thought the actor did a really good job. I thought he was entertaining enough. I thought he was, interesting enough. I thought the other actresses did a very good job. I just there are a few things in the writing and in the story that I didn't think fit, at least with me and my very deep seated view of Dracula. That I thought, like I said before, like putting the square peg in the round hole. That to me was the feeling I was getting is watching that. Like you have it was very noticeable at times that there were some very modern writers, to an old story, and that's that's just inevitable. That's going to happen. I understand that, but that was my only, you know, to where I can't say, "Oh, that was great." I was sitting like, "Is it?" I liked it, but except for those parts, and I won't give any. I won't give you know too much away with that. But that was my only problem with it. It didn't seem. It didn't seem natural, like natural storytelling to me. You know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this first two episodes, and then I don't know if everybody's seen it. That's why I'm a little hesitant to really talk about it. You say you were pleasantly surprised, and that's cool. I was I didn't see the way that they were going to take it, and that's but even the most classic Universal Hammer, they took it that way too. So if I can't sit here and say anything against it, because the big boys did it as well. So what are you gonna do? Corpus says I really enjoyed the Dracula series. Tom says, "Geez, Louise, 8 minutes to go. I know that's crazy." Missy says, "Looking great, bro." And then Missy new? Missy D Vegas. Are you a new viewer? If so, welcome, Missy. Thanks for joining us. And then Brad says, playing video games now is like watching a movie in this day and age. I would rather watch it on YouTube. LOL. You agree, Brian? Yeah, probably. I wouldn't mind watching them. Like watching somebody else play them. Not me. No, no, that's too much. Like I said, it's just, I don't want to be that busy in my head. I just, it's too much. You know what I mean? Am I explaining this right? There's so much. There's so much to process anymore. There's just, when it comes to that type of thing. And maybe that's a smart thing market wise, with these horror movies and science fiction movies, and so maybe that's a smart thing to do, with uh, because if you're targeting people who are used to sitting in front of a screen playing video games where you're being bombarded by images, sounds, and distractions that you're dealing with, and coming back here like, wow, I'm an old school reader, and that was I'm focused here, and I'm not shooting out everywhere, so that I'm sure there's people who do studies on this stuff, and I'm sure they know what they're doing, but it's not for everyone. Not for everyone. Even with the modern horror movies, some are really well done. Some are I don't know. I can't say, oh, just because if it ain't old, it ain't good. I can't say it. I'm not gonna I don't like to limit myself like that, because I have seen stuff modern that I thought was really enjoyable. So while loving the old stuff, um, Glam Glam says, video games, I can barely text. LOL. Yeah, me too. Clipomania best movie clip. Hello, Brian. How are you today? Pretty good. Clipomania best movie clips. Thanks for joining us. And then Corpus says it's modernized, but seriously, so was the Hammer take. Exactly. That's the point. Like I was getting to, and like they did it with even Universal. They, I'm trying. Like again, I'm being a little guarded in where I I take this and what I'm saying because I don't know if everybody's. I don't want to give anything away, but it, just watch it, see what you think. you know, it's it's entertaining. I don't think you're going to be disappointed that you watched it. Um, Clipomania. Do you know the movie 1922? I don't think I do. I don't think that doesn't sound familiar. Brad says 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Get your Roku's ready. Yeah, Clipomania. I'm not sure what that is. And Corpus says, and Dracula, he was looking handsome. Well, I think that they got the right guy. That's all. Now Ava, she didn't think so. She wanted a younger, sexier version of Dracula. So to each their own. As far as acting wise, though, I thought the guy did pretty good. So and then what I'm gonna do, because there's only a couple minutes, and then we'll get to the comments. Is I'm gonna throw the schedule up here because in just a few minutes, if you hop on Roku, you go to streammedia.tv, you can watch it streaming online on that website, or you can connect to their Roku channel. I say their Roku channel. Go to their website, connect to their Roku channel from that site, and beginning at 9 p.m., just a few minutes, Chiller Night Theater. The movie hosted by Jack Shadow is The Wasp Woman. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat with Bryan Hogue. That's me. I'll be on there at 11 p.m. And 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Crawling Eye. And then at 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Michael Smith. And he was the writer and director of Mr. Stitches. And he's on there talking about his movie. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater, our movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. So in just a couple minutes, we're going to have to call it, we're going to have to call this episode and quits here. Raymond says, Dracula never breaks a sweat, and his clothes are never dirty or wrinkled. Tom says, good night, you hooligans. See you on the other side. And Clipomania, what is your opinion about modern horror movies? Hopefully I touched on some of that. Maybe we can hit more on that next week. And cheers, David says. Ava says, no, I don't mind his age, but he could have been more seductive. And then, well, he's 52, and that's about my age, so I'm close to that. I'm creeping up on that, so nothing wrong with that age. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Ava says, night, everybody. Raymond says, later, Gators. See you all on Thursday. Okay, all right. So many comments. That's great. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, for participating, for commenting, and just enjoying the night with me from 8 until 9 and each other. So, well, all right, let's get on to the Chiller Night TV programming. Have a good night. Have a good Chiller Night. We'll see you next week.